You may think I have delicious residual popcorn, but nay, 'tis ducks. Some time to kill for my movie. So yes, and this is Sunday, October 12th, 2:30 in the morning. Welcome you here to possibly a new segment I might do every once in a while. Here, I am your resident 3 diva here at the Manor of Martheev. I do enjoy going to see films in 3D if I can, as much as possible. Movies I'm interested in. I don't necessarily go to see every movie. Like the trailers before this one, there's Avatar and Predator, the new Predator movie. I don't think I'm really interested in either one of those films. And unfortunately, the 3D wasn't working to begin with. I thought maybe that's a problem that would fix itself. A problem that would fix itself before the movie started. It did not. But yeah, I do enjoy going to see, that's why I call it 3 Diva. Hello, thank you. If I can, you know, like all the Marvel movies, I went to see the Marvel movies in 3D. That might be it. I don't know. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it can add, you know, a slight, make the movie slightly more interesting, like Doctor Strange. I don't necessarily know that that was a great film, just kind of a basic, like, here's this dude and here's how he got his powers. But watching it in 3D was an experience. And so I don't know if I'll continue to do this for every 3D movie I go. Maybe not necessarily a movie review, but a review of if there's other, you know, people out there who do still enjoy. I know people think it's kind of gimmicky, whatever, but it can be cool. It can be a cool experience to go see movies in 3D in 2025. And Tron Ares is definitely one of the films, possibly the best film I have ever seen in 3D once it started working. I unfortunately missed like the first maybe 15-ish minutes of the film, 20-ish minutes of the film, but they were just setting up characters and plot, and I figured that all out later. You know, like, these are my good guys, these are my bad guys, whatever. So I did still get to see all the fight scenes and the stuff. Now, I had seen the trailer for Tron in 3D before some movie. I think a couple different times I'd seen the trailer in 3D, and just the scene alone, where like the thing like cuts the cop car in half, and it's like you see it like split apart. Like that's like, I mean, that wasn't in 3D, but if you've ever seen, you know, 13 Ghosts, and how the door like cuts the person in half. Yeah, it was kind of like that. I'm also demented. That the 3D is, you know, dimensions and demented. It works in both ways. But so just seeing that alone like sold me. I knew nothing of the plot. I knew nothing of anything to do with it. I just saw that scene where the Tron thing shoom cuts the cop car in half in 3D. I was like, I have to go see this in 3D. Like, there's no, I can't say I'm the biggest fan of the Tron films. I've watched them. I think I watched the original one. I think I was able to figure out a way to watch the original one before I went and saw the second one years ago. I don't remember anything about it, either one of them, to be honest. But as I seen, like, just the visual, like, eye boner that I got from like you know, seeing that cop car cut in half by the Tron cycle. 90s kids might be with me on this. Do you remember when you used to sit down at your computer and you know, turn on, what was it, Windows Media Player or something, and you'd listen to your music on your computer and have the visualizations going, and there was just like all of these pretty like colors and movement, and just, like, sometimes, I mean, you know, a film can just be enjoyable in terms of, you know, sensory experiences, I guess. but that's not to say, I mean, there are characters, there is a plot, there is a storyline, there is a, you know, characters have motivation, and they're doing things that are interesting and entertaining. For, I think the film's 2 hours long. So luckily, luckily the film itself was enjoyable as well, on top of just visually being very appealing in terms, especially in terms of the 3D. Like some of the, like the coolest things, like, you know, there's one scene where like Jared Leto gets his ass kicked or whatever, and he's on the ground, and because, you know, their suits are lit up, you've seen it probably in the trailers and whatever, and it's like his hair is like hanging down, and it's like swinging in front of these, you know, it's like blocking the lights, but his hair is like, you know, it's very 3D, very 3D. A lot of care was taken. So this is probably the best 3D movie I've ever seen. That's what it's like. I don't know if like every movie is going to have to, every 3D movie that I go see is going to have to live up to these expectations. And it kind of did a thing like, there's this one scene where they're like kind of going through the water or whatever in the digital thing, and there's kind of like splashes of water in your face. It's kind of like the same thing. Recently, Superman, whatever the new Superman movie was, I wanted to go see that in 3D too. And they did this thing in the Superman movie with like the sun flares, which was kind of cool to have, you know, a 3D of that. And the water and some of the stuff in this film was very, so they're starting to play more and make it more worth your buck, I guess, to go see a movie in 3D. And Tron definitely is a step above like any movie I've ever seen in 3D. It's like really well done, and, you know, once it worked, of course. And it's worth it, like the entire time, like going through these worlds and going through, you know, going back and forth between the digital world and even the real world, when they're doing things with, you know, the light bikes and all that kind of thing. Like it's very well done, and very, not just, you know, oh, 5 minutes of the movie is cool. No, like the entire movie is cool to go see in 3D. So definitely, if you can, I mean, this is opening weekend. The place that I went to, local theater, they have something called the Grand Screen. I'd never seen a movie. I've watched a movie, I believe the last Final Destination movie. I saw that on the Grand Screen. So I don't know what it'll look like on a smaller screen. I don't know what makes the screen grand. I don't know. But I mean, I assume it'll be exactly the same experience, pretty much. Definitely with the 3D, I can imagine. But if you can go and see it on a bigger screen, I guess go and do that too. But yes, I actually, for my trouble, because I had to go out. Well, actually, the third time is when I was about to say, you know, just give me a voucher for you know, to come see it some other time, whatever. And which I still ended up with one, because I came out for the third time and I was trying to find out if they're still going to be showing it on the Grand Screen next week and still in 3D. And that's when the manager came out and, you know, asked if I was the one, you know, just in Theater 6. There was me and one other guy in there. The local festival is going on, so that maybe kept people away from coming to see it. More people, I think, went to see it opening night, but I was working overtime on Friday, so that's why I didn't go to see it until Saturday, which is, well, I guess yesterday by now, since it's 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. But he said he's like, would you like a, you know, whatever you call it, readmit technical, whatever, on here, you know, just for the, you know, the inconvenience or the frustration or whatever. I can't remember exactly how I worded it. But I was like, at first I was going to be like, you know, it's no big deal. But then I was like, you know what, yeah, sure. So next week, I mean, Black Phone 2 comes out. It's not in 3D, unfortunately, but but I can go see this again in 3D for free. I don't know if I'll get to see it on grand screen, but yeah, I would definitely go back just to see the parts that I missed in 3D, and just watch the rest of the movie again in 3D, which is just so good, just so good. It's if you've seen the trailers in 3D and you're wondering, can it live up to my expectations? I assure you it will. So take it from the 3D vote. Here I am. I guess a side note that I almost forgot to say, I had to look up the actress who played Athena in the movie. Her name is Jodie Turner-Smith. I want her for Storm in the X-Men. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything else, but she was so badass in this film. I'm just kind of like, she could do Storm. I kind of want her for Storm in the X-Men now. So hopefully, fingers crossed, just putting it out into the universe. But yeah, other than that, I do have a question of the week to answer. So, but yeah, maybe if I watch 3D movies, maybe I'll tell you if it's worth it or not, since maybe other people are out there. I try to go see things in opening weekend. The theater here, when it was an AMC, it used to be if you didn't see it in 3D opening weekend, you were just shit out of luck because they just stopped showing it, But the new theater that took over, it's a more of a local kind of chain, I guess. It's B&B theaters. More family run or whatever. They've been pretty good about maybe not keeping. I didn't even know that they did show 3D movies on the grand screen, but they've been pretty good about keeping 3D movies. But now that I've seen it on the grand screen, maybe I can figure out if it's, if I can't see it on the grand screen next week, if I could just see it on a regular screen in 3D, definitely in 3D. See what the difference is, I guess. I don't know. But I will definitely go back just to watch it again in 3D. But luckily, with the added benefit of seeing what I didn't see in 3D the first time around. And, I mean, the plot is pretty easy to pick up. Good guys, bad guys, trying to find a thing. The MacGuffin of the whole story, is the something, the code, whatever. So this is basically, I don't feel like I need to see the parts that I missed, but to see them in 3D would be good, I guess. And plus, just to watch the rest of the movie again in 3D is just fine with me. Definitely worth my time. But other than that, enjoy your weekends, I guess, even though it's almost over. And I shall see you for what I see you.